So I'm Brianne Garritano, and my company is Marquette Avenue Events.
Yes.
We do wedding and event planning. We love what we do in any climate. We are in, obviously a very complicated environment right now, given COVID-19, but that doesn't stop us planning.
Yeah.
We are here, we're in it, and we want to move forward in the ways that we can, and we want to communicate to our couples and to couples across the board, if they're our clients or not. The industry is so loving and caring, and we are here to help. And so I know a lot of couples are facing some really difficult decisions, whether or not to postpone, whether or not to push things back even further into 2020 or into 2021. And thank you everyone for bringing us those questions and sending us your DMs. But Kate, take it away.
So to play off of that, I do a lot of commercial wardrobe styling, and then I started to get into bridal. So now I am on a kick of really like diving into my bridal styling and working with brides to be for all pre-bridal stuff and a little bit of actual wedding dress stuff. So helping them lock down all of those pre-wedding looks. You have it's seriously like, you have maybe 5 or 6 events that you attend as a bride or newly engaged girl before you actually walk down the aisle. So in my opinion, it's like such a crazy time already. Like, let me help you, and we lock down all of those pre-wedding looks before you actually put on the wedding gown, and doing things even post-wedding, like honeymoon, I'll help you pack and things like that. So
it's so essential.
Pre-bridal styling, and then day of, we can talk accessories, shoes, and stuff like that. So I'm a wedding stylist during this time, just trying to evolve and really let brides know that virtual styling is an option for them.
Try an at-home styling session.
Right.
Whether you're working directly with a designer or with a stylist or both, I think those things go together, perfect pair right there.
Yeah, it's a cool thing, and it's a cool opportunity for you to get to be in your own home where you're comfortable. You have all the things you need. You've got your own shoes, like you've got your own undergarments, and to be able to be in the comfort of your own home and not have to leave.
It's actually really nice. It's very comforting.
It's like a VIP. This is a VIP service that people are now getting.
I think it's wonderful, and I'm so happy that so many designers, shout out to Sala, oh my goodness, Anne Barge. There's so many. 10 Honore is doing amazing work too with At Home. We're here to be a resource. We're not here to push things on couples. We're honestly here to help, and I hope people, really take this information seriously. We understand that it is a confusing time, but it's not a time to pause.
Right.
It's a time to reflect, I think, but getting on the phone with your wedding professionals, which includes your styling team and or the designers that you're deciding to work with, or the boutiques that you're wanting to work with. The questions that we were predominantly getting, given COVID-19 and given the postponements, we have so many couples who have purchased these beautiful gowns expecting that they're going to wear it, let's say in June.
Yeah.
And now they might have selected a postponement date in the fall or in the winter, or maybe they push back to 2021. And my first piece of advice to them is, let's see if we can make this work.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Working with the stylist is a great way to do that. And so to accessorize and to work with what you have, because you made an investment. So why not make it really absolutely fabulous?
Yeah, and I think for everyone who is a little nervous about, having to postpone or push back their date, you fell in love with the dress that you fell in love with for a reason. Don't switch it up. Like, don't make any rash decision and think immediately, oh my God, I need a new dress. That's where, I think somebody like you as a wedding planner and me as a stylist come into play, because we can talk them off of a ledge and basically tell them like you have other options. Accessorize differently. Cut, maybe make like a slit and cut up the dress a little bit. Make those slight like alterations that are such an easy and cheap fix. Or maybe you have a strapless and you're getting ready to fall, put on some gloves. Like do
So
something,
cool.
there's so many little tweaks that are cheap and easy fixes versus going out and buying a whole new gown. And
It's not
I
necessary.
think it's always like again, pick that dress for a reason. You still love it. It's still as timeless and effortless as as when you were first trying it on. So I think you stick with that and just make those slight adjustments. Let me ask you something because I'm kind of curious. So do you have a lot of clients that are keeping their wedding date though, and they're thinking like of just, cutting back on the guest list, keeping it small, and they're like, you know what? No, we're gung-ho about doing this. Or maybe they're doing a civil, courthouse, something small type of a wedding versus, having the big, larger wedding, and they're just going to keep the original date. Do you have any clients that have decided to do that?
We have a variety of scenarios going on with our clients, and we take things by a case-by-case basis. Every single one of our clients is so different, and we assess everything that they're looking for and still keeping intact for their wedding. If they're, let's say, in direct hit of sanctions or, a June wedding where there's so much uncertainty still. And so the conversation starts with the client and what are your continued must-haves? Right. And at that point, some of our clients are deciding to keep their ceremony and to keep it intimate and to keep their original date, celebrate their wedding ceremony, and then push back and celebrate that, amazing reception later on in the fall or winter, or, as late as they possibly want to postpone. And just like I mentioned, we're getting, couples who are pushing back to fall, to winter, to 2021.
Yeah.
And, we're doing our very best to still make their vision come to life. That is the goal of every planner. And we've had so many great conversations with planners, difficult conversations, but conversations in which we're all here to get our clients closer to what their vision is and still celebrate that. So hopefully that answered your question.
No, and I
no couple is alike.
I think obviously it's case by case depending on who the client is and what they really want their day to look like and feel.
Exactly.
Like exactly what you said. And then the other thought is, okay, so maybe they did have a big wedding and they're still adamant about keeping the date. Then that's when maybe like your outfit is going to change a little bit. Or maybe you say screw it and you still wear the original look, or you save it for that party that you're going to have later in the year. And then you go out and you get a little white dress to throw on for a civil ceremony, or you do something, a little more casual or just, different. And
I love that. And the beauty of that scenario where clients are keeping, let's say, their original ceremony date intact and then celebrating later, they get to wear their dress again. And that is huge. And we advocate for that all the way.
See, this is why you're so good at what you do, because you find the silver lining and everything. And I'm sure, you're just good at pointing out the pros when there could be so many things that people could get really stressed out about during this time.
Thank you. That means a lot. And
it's so important.
It is important, but we've had to have very real conversations with our couples. We understand where their heads are at. There's nothing that warms my heart more is when I get a call or I'm on a Zoom, experience with our clients, and they've been weighing this and this has been on their mind, and they come to me and to Marquette Avenue events with their decision. And we know that it's not an easy one, because it first starts with their own wishes, and that's a conversation that they should have together. And next they should invite their immediate family in, or whoever they're close with, to just really check out what those new date scenarios are. And once that is decided, we then have to have that conversation with the venue and really make sure that options are checking out. Time of year that maybe the couple is hoping to postpone to
Yeah.
is available to them.
Thinking off the top of my head too, like just to make fittings go easier, I think girls need to know how to like take their own measurements. They need to know what measurements are important to take. I think a lot of people have no idea. And like shopping online and doing virtual stuff is no stranger to me. Like I do it all day, every day. So I'm super comfortable with it. And that's like, you know, I think why having a stylist is a great tool, especially in a time of crisis when you're kind of freaking out and you could go buck wild and crazy on the internet and, you know, maxing out your credit card and being like, okay, I'm just going to order all this stuff and try it on and see what fits and what doesn't, and then mail it back. It's like, hi, let me help you.
Exactly.
You know,
and
let's be strategic about it. Let's like create a mood board. Let's start with one thing at a time. Don't panic and react.
Exactly. And I love that you said that because it takes me back to when you styled me for our business photo shoot. We're so busy with our clients and we're putting our clients first and we're planning, and it's very time consuming. I had zero time to find, you know, the cute little outfits that I was going to wear for that. And not just cute, but sophisticated, you know, what represents our brand and our business. And you just took the reins on that and you styled for our brand, you styled for my body type. And that was obviously in a time-sensitive situation, which most of us live in. Most of our clients, they're movers and shakers, and or they're managing their homes, they're managing their businesses, they're busy with their family. And obviously now it's a little bit of a different scenario, but still, they're working from home, or they're, you know, they have
we still
kids.
have lives to lead, you know, outside all of this and within this. So it's like
exactly. And so that time sensitive, you know, notion is a part of everyone's life, and you're the perfect solution.
Oh, thanks. I mean, and not to forget that we are experts because of our connections. You're an expert in what you do because your connections to different types of florists, different musicians, DJs, bartenders, venues, et cetera, et cetera. I'm an expert in what I do because I have connections to designers, brands worldwide, globally, that people may not even know exist or think of or have access to.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you and I come in play to just make it so much easier and seamless for everybody.
It takes a village.
What if someone just originally decided before all this that they're like not going to have a wedding planner? They're like, oh, I'm fine. I don't think I need a wedding planner. Maybe I'll just have somebody day of, but I don't want a wedding planner. What do you think now with everything that's going on? Do you think, one, they should maybe look into getting a wedding planner just to kind of help guide them through this and like help them smooth
Yes. And
things
sorry,
out?
I got excited about that.
No, you're fine. But also, is it too late to bring on a planner? Like when, you know, and how would someone go about booking you during this time if they needed to?
Of course. And I get excited about that topic because we obviously are passionate about it. Our team is very passionate about it. And we have clients come to us at every stage of planning. And we actually booked a client the other week who's getting married in the summertime.
Okay,
and
nice.
You know, they booked us as a month of. And again, we do full planning, partial planning, destination planning. And
cool.
They wanted us to come through and be their month of planner. And of course, when we bring clients on, we're taking an overarching approach to see what has been done so far. Because the last thing that we want is to get to that month of, or the 6 weeks out, which is when we start a month of experience, 6 weeks before the wedding date, that we want to take a deep dive into all of the vendors on their vendor team, assess if there's anything that still needs to be done, give them the proper recommendations. And so even with this client who came on board the other week and they're getting married in the summer, you know, they were asking, and it was a family it was a family-based email that came my way, and I love it. Bring your family, and if you have questions and concerns, let's all talk about it, because inevitably I know you're going to go and have these conversations with your family. So bring us in, let's have that difficult conversation now, and we can make and help you determine the right moves. And
Yeah.
it's based on looking at the logistics, looking at what's going on in the world. And so we take on clients at every level, and we understand that at this point, if they are booking a wedding planner, we feel that our value is proof now more than ever before of what we can offer. And we only want to help.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
That's such a great question.
Well, yeah, I was just curious about, because I didn't even think that that was a thing that existed. It was like a month of, or, you know, I know there's a day of stylists. I know someone can come in and fluff and steam and bustle and hold your purse. But so I guess like you should be able to do something like offer something like that too to your clients.
Exactly. And, you know, I feel like
I think if I were getting married this year, I would, and I had not hired a planner, I'd immediately be calling you up like yesterday.
I love that. And we welcome
You know,
it.
just because it's kind of freaky. And I think to navigate this by yourself would be really, really stressful.
We are on the side of our clients. And yes, we celebrate our partners in every single way, but we're our clients' advocates.
Let's talk about like, what do you think how this is going to impact next year and future weddings and like styles and also overall wedding vibe? Because I think you and I like earlier kind of had a discussion where I really feel like people are going to start toning things down. That's just my opinion. I feel like when something like this happens, like minimalism becomes the new wave. And I don't know. I just think that like our wedding's going to be smaller. Our bride's going to be dressed more simply. Are we going to have like more, I don't know. Is it going to just be like less is more? Is that going to be a vibe? What do you think?
I think for many people it is. There's always going to be that bride, that couple that wants a massive celebration. And we want to celebrate with them.
That's a good point.
Ensure that that vision comes to life. Because there's so many unknowns, and there could be, you know, restrictions that extend. For 2020, we have to, again, have that real conversation about what that truly looks like. But I certainly feel that toning down guest count is going to happen, whether or not that's something set in place by the couple, or that's a direct reflection, of the RSVP.
Do you think there will be capacity put in place by venues, which could be?
That could be a real situation that is something in the immediate future. So we have to take that into consideration, because that's a very real scenario. You know, as mandates, lift, people are going to be going out into public, and there's still no vaccine.
Right.
And right now we're not aware of how people will go back into their new normal. Yeah. And so I feel that our clients and brides and grooms across the board have to take a hard look at their numbers and truly see who will attend and who is not in a demographic that is compromised. Because we all know our parents are in a demographic that is of concern, and we love our families and we want them to be present. The reality of the situation is it's not just, demographics with parents or, elders in a compromised demographic. It's also people that want to come to your wedding that may be coming from Germany, that might be trying to come to you from Africa, and they can't get here. And so you have to take a hard look at your numbers. And then realize and come to the realization that they might not be able to come, depending on when your postponement or your wedding date is.
Absolutely.
And that is a very sad reality, but you have to explore it and have that difficult conversation. And then you have to prepare yourself. So bringing on video or bringing in a virtual experience for your wedding. We're going to have to get very creative and just appreciate what we can celebrate at this moment in time. And trust us, we are on board to do everything we possibly can, you know, under these constraints and respecting, you know, laws that could be in place or mandates that could be in place. We have to follow CDC guidelines from the city, state, and national government.
Yeah.
And we have to do that. We have to protect the health and safety of our clients, their families, our vendors, our partners, and there's just a lot at stake. And if you have your health, you have everything. And we will figure the rest of these amazing details and logistics out. We have to be patient.
Thank God. You make such a great point.
And speaking of like health and meals, that's something else. And we just released a blog the other day, and we featured one of our faves, dear friend, Elle Cashin, and she is editor-in-chief of Modern Luxury. She was a Marquette Avenue Events bride. Shout out to Elle, Polly, and Dan.
Yes.
And, you know, one of the 5 things that we are suggesting to couples, to pretty much anyone, this goes out to everyone really, especially in this time of social distancing and quarantining, you gotta keep your health and your sanity intact. And yes, we're not able to go to the gym and run and get that cardio in like we used to, but there's so many things, from eating right and eating healthy to taking advantage of all of these amazing virtual workouts. We just did a tough as nails workout yesterday with Studio 3.
Yeah, that's what you said.
And they're rolling out a whole new program.
I love it.
Yes. And so embracing it, we understand it's not exactly what you want to do right now, but if you embrace it and you take this as your new normal, you know, go for it. And because you're still preparing, you're still, you know, you still have that pending, you know, nerves about what you're going to wear and how you're going to wear it. And, you know, that's also pressure that I know you get as a stylist, is looking and feeling your best.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's good advice for everyone to know that, like, you don't have to completely throw away your original routine or whatever you do during the week. I think we're thankful that we have all of these like studios who are now offering virtual classes. It's so cool.
And so Abby was asking about, what if you sent out your save the dates and your invitations with your, let's say, original date on them, and now you're kind of at this impasse of what to do. There's always a solution. And what's so fabulous and so just generous is we have some of our favorite invitation designers who are offering 40% off, 50% off, 30% off, discounts on reprints. And there's always an option to go digital. And so there's so many different ways for you to kind of circumnavigate that issue, because we do understand that you've sent out invitations and save the dates, and never, you know, forget that you likely have a wedding website, which we advocate for. Keep consistent messaging on those electronic platforms that are living and breathing. You can make updates to that right now. My computer's right over here. You guys probably saw me leaning over. Computer's always at the ready. But yes, utilize, we have so many great resources as it pertains to who's offering deals with reprints. So we're happy to share those. We've actually included some of that information on our blog. So
I feel like that's really good knowledge to have. Especially because that stuff adds up.
It does.
I'm so surprised how
it does. And going digital and producing a beautiful digital invitation that can take elements of your original invitation.
Or how could somebody simply edit maybe the invites that they already have? Like, is there a company that's maybe just doing like a new, like sending out stickers of like a new date that you could like slap on?
There's a variety of ways that you can edit those, whether it's an overlay or producing that digital invite, or if you feel comfortable and you want to, you know, somehow add some sort of adhesive with the correct day, with a new date. Oh wait, so mine are printed and sealed but haven't been sent out yet. Oh, Abby, our hearts go out to you. You know, there's, if you want to still send, and I would say you could even create a message. And I don't know if you're in communication with friends and family through any type of online platform, definitely communicate. We will be sharing our new date. And it looks like you do have a new date. So congratulations on your new date.
Yeah.
And so people understand, your guests and your loved ones understand you're in a difficult position. Be patient with it. I think the best thing for couples to do is take their time with new messaging and not to try to scramble and do too much too fast. And so hopefully that helps.
Wait, we didn't go over your 5 tips.
We actually went over 2 of the 5.
Well, let's go over the other 3.
Yes. And so let me just pull them up.
Okay.
And
do it.
The first one was taking care of yourself. You guys have to, you have to realize that every couple is in a very similar predicament, and you're inevitably stressed, and you have to manage that first, because you cannot make a sound decision when you're stressed and you're getting pressure from every direction. You really got to hone it in and take care of yourself. And we've offered in our blog post just a variety of things that you could do to just take care of you first.
Yeah.
One of the other points, of course, was, that communication is key, is essential. Keeping communication organized. People will likely ask you a million questions. Your bridesmaids, your aunts, your uncles. When is your new date? What about this? Hone it in. Ask them to be patient.
Yeah.
Make sure that you get your ducks in a row first before you start answering questions, because that's going to overcomplicate things and it's going to add fuel to the fire, and you don't want that. You want to give that message about your new date, or if you're holding your date, when you're ready to. People have to respect that. Hello, Pal Bunky. I have to give a shout out to Janique. She's one of our faves. What else do we have here?
I think something too, kind of taking it back, one last thing that I think a lot of people don't think about, and we need to make note of when it comes to fashion and like receiving looks or receiving product, is that a lot of warehouses or factories are down. So timing might take a little bit longer than normal. So give yourself that cushion. I know you have a lot of time in your hands now, where we're recommending that you guys start that shopping or start looking for the dress or start those virtual trends, but also don't, wait until it's too late. I think give yourself a little more cushion than even normal to really look into the brands that you want, but also give them enough time because their factories are maybe not up and running. Also, a lot of when it comes to the more fancy dresses that have embroidery or special lace, it's coming from overseas.
Exactly.
So to keep in mind that those also are going to probably take longer, or it might be completely delayed. I don't know. I think it's going to be different per brand, but giving them enough time to work with their distribution team and
yes. And that goes for menswear as well. And I know Diana with Provenance has so much to say on that subject.
Yeah.
So if you're a groom out there, know that we have resources for you too, and we have answers to your questions. Something else really quick, because I just want to go through those 3 other points, then I'll be quick.
Yes.
Is work on your wedding gift registry. Because no matter what, no matter when your date is.
It's such a fun time to do that.
Exactly. And you're at home. Take an assessment of what you have and what you still might need as a couple as you build your life together, and add it to your wedding registry.
Totally.
Your loved ones still want to shower you with gifts. And the last thing that you want is someone sending you a gift, no matter when your wedding date is, that you don't exactly need. Work on your music playlists. Work on your music. You could do that from home. And set your wedding essential items aside. And that's it.
Yay!
5 simple things you could do. Kate,
I love it. Check out her blog. You guys can read more about all of that. And if you need anything, please DM us, email us, call us.